Hi Sagittarius, and welcome to your monthly December 2021 tarot reading. I'm Ashley Rose. I just want to say happy birthday to all my Sagittarius out there. This reading is for all Sagittarius signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So any of those apply to you, this reading is for you. I am a Sag Moon, so I am so excited to be in Sag season. What else did I want to say? Mind blank. We will be pulling 7 cards for the overview of this month, an oracle card, 3 cards for your love life, 3 that clarify that, and an affirmation card at the end. Okay, the cards have a lot to say this month because everything just keeps flying out. Yes. So we start this month, this December 2021, off in Sagittarius season. And as you know, Sagittarius are about adventure, taking risks, being ready to embrace change and learn more about life. It's this time where you are challenging and deepening your philosophies on life in the world and how you just see things on a day-to-day. We came from Scorpio season where we ended it with that eclipse, and we have this with okay, let me back it up because I get really excited. But we ended Scorpio season with that eclipse that really dug down deep and brought up all of these things, all these triggers that we needed to change, that was time that we're ready to deal with. And with the December starting off in Sagittarius season helps us find the adventure and kind of look at this change with like excitement instead of being scared, and being able to find new ways, create a new plan and a new path for how we are going to move forward through these things, how we're going to heal, how we're going to grow, how we are going to release what no longer is for us. And then we end the month in Capricorn season where it's this time where it's kind of like a karmic balance, where things that are just not for us or aren't in alignment with what we're doing and what we have going forward are gonna fall out of our lives. So that could be people, that could be situations, that could be jobs, things that we already feel are changing will be leaving, and then we can finally put in the work to the new plan that we come up with, that we designed at the beginning of this month, which I think is it's so beautiful and important. So throughout this month, it's a good reminder to remain patient in what's unfolding and be kind to ourselves as we are going through it, because there's so much. I want to say kind to ourselves, but also to everybody around us as a collective, because we are all going through some major transformations right now, and it's hard on all of us. There's so many things that are being brought up, so many triggers that are being pulled to the surface, that we're all kind of a little on edge. And I'm filming this before the new moon in Sagittarius happens on December 4th. And that time period before that, because we've received the message on what needs to change, right? And this time before we implement these new perspectives is a little anxious, is I feel like hairy and just a little uncomfortable, because we're stepping into this new transition period, and it's new, and we don't, history with the unknown and stepping into new things, we're a little bit scared by it because we don't know. It's the unknown, right? And we haven't seen that future yet of what it is without these things in our life. So just be aware, be cautious, be, loving and compassionate to those around us, because we are all going through this. And it's important to just remain balanced, because there's so much. This is like a major, I feel like a mindset reset for you guys, but it's to push us into a new time frame of abundance and feeling secure and feeling understood and not allowing our fears to lead the way, because we have to kind of go out and do this on our own, where before we might have been following paths that other people set out for us, or just following a system, following a cycle, and going through the motions, but not really connected to what we're doing. And now being in Sagittarius season is your time to shine and we kind of have to go out on our own a little bit. This feels like a more of a solo journey for us this month, and for a lot of us actually, to kind of just tune in and listen to what is about to take place and what can we be expecting from this. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Sorry, my dog. We got a new dog. We got a foster puppy, or I shouldn't say puppy. She is an old lady, but she is so sweet, and she just sits here and snores and sleeps all day. But she's like the sweetest face. I'm just mesmerized by her. I feel like she's helped. I swear, all these cards keep falling on her. I feel like she's the one. She's like pulling them out. So you might hear her snoring as we go through this reading. Yeah, we're in a time of forgiving ourselves from things. Maybe we didn't stand up for ourselves, we didn't honor our boundary, or we took a career path that we didn't really want to, or our ideas are just what's been passed down to us, and that's okay. But forgive yourself for that, because you didn't know, but now that we are aware, you can do so much with your awareness. And that's the important part. And it's okay to grieve, but do not hold judgment on yourself, and do not feel guilty for should have known better. It is what it is. But you're growing and you're human, and this place is Earth is a hard place to live on. to live on. It's filled with lots of duality, a lot of different people, a lot of different desires, and we've come here to create and master our energy. So that's what we're gonna do. Being Sagittarius, you are energy, you are a fire sign, and you are about, when I speak about fire signs, it's about your life's purpose, it's about your life's mission. You understand that is at the forefront, and anxieties and doubts and worries don't really cloud your judgment as much as other signs may. Like I said, you're ready for an adventure, you're ready to learn, you're ready for risk. That's like what you thrive on, is risk and new things and jumping into things and just exploring. You are an explorer, right? And you're about energy and enthusiasm and bringing the things that you see for yourself from manifestations into reality. And you are so good at that this month is a time to take kind of a step back and fine tune where we may be out of balance a little bit, because we are starting off with Temperance, and Temperance is amazing. She is like a blessing. She's a blessing coming in, an angel, a connection to your higher being. It is you, this benevolent energy that comes in and helps you find the alchemy in your life and your experiences, and understanding that you may not be exactly where you want to be, but you're exactly where you need to be, because there's experiences to be had. She has one foot in water and one on the physical, and that's this balance between your spiritual needs and your physical needs, and fulfilling both of them. She has two cups, and she's dumping water back and forth, and it's this like flow of life that both of these cups are full, and both are ready to give, and both are ready to receive, and it creates this beautiful balance. It's this flow of emotion, flow of dreams, flow of intuition, and there's nothing stopping or blocking that. It's happening naturally. So this month, allow these things to happen naturally as they will, and keep yourself grounded in your peace, grounded in your presence, and patient with what's happening and what's unfolding. She's wearing white, so she's authentic, she's natural, she's pure in what she's doing, and she's intentional about what she's doing. And all of this leads her to this path right here behind these mountains, to this sunny new beginning. And yes, there are going to be things that we have to go through and mountains to climb, but with this understanding of who we are, and this connection to ourself and our spirit and who we are in the physical helps us move through it, because there's nothing that we're blinded by, right? This that eclipse we went through brought up all of those things. And so we understand what are the obstacles that have been in our path. And now it's our duty and our job to work through those and get them out of the way. But here, standing in your benevolence, you are ready to do it. She has this triangle on her on their chest, and it's spirit on top, mind and body on the bottom, and it's this mind body spirit connection that is what drives us and what moves us. And when one is out of whack, they're all out of whack. In this month, we're taking a step back to look at those areas in tune into where we need to be. It's a transition period, and it's not going to be there isn't going to be a lot of, there's new beginnings, but it's like a transition into the new beginning of kind of getting all of the stuff out of our way to do it. So there's not like, there's not going to feel like there's a lot of things happening outside, but there's a lot of things going on internally. So we might see like our work slow down, or different things kind of be taken off our plate, or maybe not it's holiday season, but maybe we're not seeing as many friends as much. We're just taking the time that we need for ourselves so we can emerge after this month like a fully blossomed new being. What else did I want to say about her? I think she's 16, 1 plus 6 is 7. 7 is the mind and creativity. Yeah, so it's using your mind to create the experiences, create, again, the life that you desire, that you see for yourself. We have the King of Swords here after Temperance, and that's a fresh perspective. This is being the problem solver to the problems that you see in your life. This is being the decision maker in making decisions that are sound, that are concrete, that come from your intuition, that come from your higher self, your, source. His sword is pointing up, and that's the indication of that. He's wearing this blue, it's like blue and white, dress gown, and that's intuition, and that's clarity, and that's purity and authenticity. So when you're in this place of being authentic and pure and in touch with your intuition, you can receive the ideas that help you make the decisions that solve the problems in your life. So remind yourself throughout this month that you are the decision maker, you are the leader, and that you can take control of these thoughts that are maybe running wild, of these beliefs that just no longer serve, of these things, and point them in the right direction and ultimately transform your perspective. Because the King of Swords, he's the king. He leads his kingdom diligently and thoughtfully and kindly. He's not, chopping heads. He's not chopping heads, but he is thoughtful about the decisions that he makes and how he chooses to go about his day in his kingdom, because there are these butterflies on top. And again, that's a signal for transformation and change, and allowing yourself to kind of be a butterfly throughout this month and kind of cocoon so that you can blossom and transform to the beautiful being that you are. And it comes in waves, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And when it's upright, it's like the wheels are turning in our favor and everything's going right in the same motion. But when it's reversed like this, this is signifying that, again, we're in this transition period where the wheel isn't stopped, but it's not moving forward. It's in this upside down position, so we can reevaluate what we're doing, we can reevaluate where we're going, and we can reevaluate the thoughts that we're thinking on how we're going to get there. Because in the middle of our reading, well, first off, before I get into that, Wheel of Fortune is 10, and that's a crossroads. We're at a crossroads, right? I said this transition period where we are about to end an era and start a new one, literally end a year and start a new year. And so we are moving forward, and we are still learning, and we are still growing, but we're in this waiting period of everything kind of getting together and aligning so that we can hit the ground running when January comes around. Because in the middle of our reading, we have the Nine of Swords. It has been popping up a couple times throughout these readings, because this waiting time, this transition period we don't really like transitions, right? And it can cause this sitting and this waiting can cause our minds to become overactive and start thinking and rethinking everything that we're doing. So there's worry that pops up, there's doubt, there's anxiety, there is, past traumas, old thoughts that are going to pop back in and keep us up at night. But it's this beautiful point of surrender, this crossroad, where we can be aware of these thoughts, we are aware of these behaviors, and we release them because we realize that they no longer are us and they no longer serve us, and they're not going to do anything to benefit us moving forward. And when we surrender, we allow ourselves to be reborn. We allow ourselves to be reborn into a more authentic, intentional version of us that can notice these thoughts as they arise and let them go as quickly as they come in. It's like actively participating in meditation outside of meditation. And so when you're meditating in meditation, it tells you to like, okay, when you're meditating and you do guided ones, it'll be like, notice the thoughts that arise and let them go and connect back with your breath. And so it's going to be taking that practice and applying it into everyday life when we're working, when we're working out, when we're doing errands, when we're at home and we're scrolling on our phone and we are thinking about all the things we should be doing, all the things we could be doing, everything else that everybody else is getting done and what we're not, and now we're worried or we don't like our job, blah, all this stuff, right? And it's going to be in those moments recognizing that you're gone down over analysis paralysis lane, and it's time to bring your car back into the right path, right? Or bring your vehicle back on because we took a left turn. That maybe not the greatest analogy, but you get what I'm saying. And bringing it back. So 9 of Swords, 9 is the number for spirituality and completion. You reach a completion with this understanding in yourself. And it's this that helps you grow spiritually and deepen your philosophies in life, which ultimately Sagittariuses thrive on because you want that connection, you see it, you feel it, your life's purpose so strongly that it's important to stay grounded in that. Because as we round out the end of this overview, we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, the 4 of Swords in reverse, and the 5 of Pentacles. And so this isn't a time where we're necessarily feeling abundant or if we're feeling secure in what we're doing, but this is a time where we don't need to rest and meditate and double check and recheck and what we're doing and what we have moving forward. We're on a solo journey, so we need to connect with ourselves first, but we're not needing to look towards other people to help us move forward. This is something for us to go through because this 5 of Pentacles here, 5 is the number for freedom, and we need to free ourselves from these things that hold us back. We have these 2 people here who are sick and they're wounded and they're homeless and they've gone to this church for help, but nobody will let them in. And they have to do these things on our own. And so we might feel that this month where the people that we're turning to, maybe people at work, in our life, in our families, are kind of closing, which sounds a little weird, but closing some type of door, or we're feeling like we're put out by ourselves. And that could hurt. That could really cause some pain. But it's important to remember that you are exactly where you are for a reason, and you need to go through this journey alone. There is something for you to experience, something for you to understand, so that you can provide yourself the freedom that you're seeking for in other people. Or maybe we look for other people to give us a way out, make a decision and find the comfort and security for us, but it's pushing us, the universe is pushing us to do that for ourselves this month. So that could feel big, but because we have this oracle card here that says Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, you have a big mission here on Earth. And you need to go through big things to understand what it is, to understand feelings, to understand connection, to understand compassion, to uplift everybody collectively together. I'm going to read this out of the book because it's like a double-edged sword, and we forget that sometimes when we come down here, what we agreed to and what we wanted our life to be. Okay, Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to rising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth ever since near the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission: to grow at soul level and to rise the vibration of the planet. If you have been called to write, speak, or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it. Your work is divinely guided. Of all the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest. Well, out of all the signs, Sagittarius are the chattiest. If you know a Sagittarius, you know they love to talk. Or you being a Sagittarius, you know you love to talk. So that's hilarious. And so perhaps you have already started channeling some of this work into the third dimension. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence and unique light is needed. Hold this to your heart and say, I call upon pleading consciousness of the highest realms and highest good of humanity to work through me. Let me be a channel for only the purest light of the essence of source. Let me channel in a way that also serves me. So as I'm reading that also is like, maybe we're clearing up some of this space, because some of us are coming into understanding that we have some of these abilities and we have these connections, and we are here to communicate clearly and appropriately for humanity in our higher consciousness, right? And so we're doing that, and we have to kind of go on this solo mission for us to understand that and connect to what we are channeling and connect to the words that we want to say or write, and listen to the thoughts that are going on in our mind, because right, we can trust them. We can trust them. And so I'm going to move on into our love reading. We start it off with forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. It's the Five of Swords in reverse. We have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. The Star. Oh my God, I love this. And then we have very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Six of Swords. All right, let's dive in. So we have the forgiving and learning, Five of Swords in reverse, 100%, because the Five of Swords upright like this is real conflict. Conflict that you cause, conflicts that you're involved with. In this forgiving and learning, you're learning how to forgive yourself for those times and learning through them. And learning in a way that you can, experience freedom within your relationships and no longer be stuck to these cycles that we usually keep ourselves in. This feeling, unheard, unseen, and wanting to kind of like fight others. We are allowing the love to be in this moment and just releasing that. It's awesome. And I love that this goes with release your ex, because they're totally connected. This is time to clear this energy, and you're clearing this energy of holding on what happened before in the past. And when you do that, you allow yourself to be the star. You allow yourself to be more authentically you, and nourishing your spiritual and your physical self, and just standing out, just being you, shining your light, and allowing others to enjoy it, right? And you can just step out into the world as a more free and independent version of yourself. And then we have very soon with the Six of Swords. So go through this journey and go through it alone, because very soon you are going to be having the relationship that you seek, the connection that you are yearning for. But this journey has to be for you, so you can release these swords. I love that. It's literally, I love how the cards come together. It's freaking beautiful. But I'm excited for you, because I feel this like weight lifted off like your chest, like you are opening up your heart space, and you're allowing these old thoughts, and even just about like love and how you see yourself in the world. And it's going to be a very free time for you. Oh, I love how I said that, because I didn't even realize that the Four of Pentacles was in reverse here. Duh, we're opening our hearts. We're allowing that place to be activated. Oh my gosh. When I truly surrender my desires to the universe, a mighty force of faith can set in. Come on. Come on. Seriously, surrender to the plan that the universe has for you. It's unfolding naturally. It's unfolding beautifully. And the less you try to resist, and the more you try to go with the flow of the change and the things that are happening around you, beauty, bliss, all around. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it. I hope you guys have a great December. If you'd like to know more about me, you can check out my website. The links are in the description, and I will see you for the daily tarot readings. Bye.